Speaking of Diddy and guilty pleasures,
Yeah.
when you are not on stage, what is something that you like to do? What does Jeremy Piven like to do for fun?
You know what? I love to stand up paddle. Can I have some of that Cuban coffee, brother?
Absolutely,
No,
please. No.
you don't move. This is my
he's gonna
guy.
pour
Justin's
for
gonna
us?
hook me up. I love to stand up paddle, which people make fun of. They call us sweepers because we just look silly. But I love the idea of getting up on a surfboard and just getting out there and grinding and getting into it. And so the water out here is pretty treacherous.
Yes.
So you can't do a ton of stand up paddling, but I do love doing that.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I was doing some deep breathing beforehand.
Yes.
So I love yoga, and yeah, we need a little cheers, l'chaim.
Chaim.
There you go.
Mm.
That's Hebrew for to life.
Oh.
Yeah, we're at a time where there's a lot of Jew hating, but we're all together. We're all in this together. We need to love each other and not hate each other. No more division. We can't celebrate division. Those are old world ways of thinking.
Unfortunately, I feel like there's so much division now going on in this country.
Yeah, but we don't need to listen. Even if it's part of your music, and I know that we're at this hip hop station, it's just like, yes, I get. Listen, we have to know the past, and that will help us to understand how we're moving forward. But at the same time, we got to let it go and tell ourselves new stories.
Yeah,
for the love of God. Welcome to the worst TED Talk ever, everybody.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. These types of interviews, the reason why I love them so much, it's because you're going in every which direction, and then people can follow along as they choose.
I love it.
Now, talking about, things that you do on stage, is there a particular moment on stage that made you realize, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be? This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in this time and in this space?
Well, these are really great questions. These are amazing questions.
Sorry.
No, I love it. As a stand-up, I crawled up on stage at 8 years old, and I started acting at the Piven Theater. And I've been doing it nonstop, whether it be plays or short stories. And then when I got out of college, after performing nonstop, I started at the Second City with Chris Farley. So I did sketch comedy, and I studied, Shakespeare at the National Theater and blah, blah, blah. This is all to tell you that all roads have led to stand-up, and now I'm doing stand-up, and there are moments that I'm just witnessing as a stand-up where, you get through certain moments where, oh, wow, I just made a breakthrough. That's incredible. So it's not as specifically like revelations like what you're referring to, but it's more that like I know what I'm getting to, what I'm working towards. Some of my heroes like Robin Williams, you see them and you because he and I have similar backgrounds. We're both from drama school, but also do stand up. Not to equate myself with Robin Williams, I would never do that. But what he was able to do was to truly improvise on stage and do bits in an improvisational way, and that's the goal. And so to get there is not easy. And so I do have those moments where I go, oh, okay, I was able to do that. That's what I've always wanted to do. That was amazing. So I do mark these moments. Just the interactions with the crowd are incredible. I do this bit about the fact that like we're the only country in the world that allows Big Pharma to advertise on television. So we have, Ozempic, side effects include dizziness, barking, anal bleeding, sometimes AIDS and death, and you're like, we can hear you guys, so we need to hire an adorable celebrity that we can't quite understand. And someone yelled out, Ari Gold at that moment. And I was about to go into my bit. And then I went, no. We can understand every word that Ari says. Could you imagine Ari Gold reading off the side effects of Ozempic? And then I launched into an Ari Gold tirade of all the side effects that I could possibly think of. And I had this really great kind of improvisational moment that that was like what you're talking about. Okay, well, that's the beauty of doing stand-up. Someone really wants to see Ari Gold.
Yes.
It was the wrong celebrity for that bit, but it was so wrong it's right.
Right.
If you allow it. It's like life is funny. Like you see something you think is wrong for you, it's like you have to welcome it with open arms. And so those little moments are like little gifts.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, okay, well then I should maybe just put that in to that bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like say, okay, what if Ari Gold was reading off the side effects? And then you give the people what they want because they want to see Ari. And then that's, kind of like it's a collaboration, really. It's a dialogue, not a monologue.
Right. Does it ever get old that everyone asks you, hey, Ari Gold, and they'll start randomly screaming out, Lloyd! Lloyd!
I used to, when I was younger, I used to get angry that people would think that I'm Ari Gold. And then we all grow and evolve. I hope we do.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm lucky enough to, and I embrace it with open arms. And the reality is I was given the opportunity to play this character that I'm so grateful for, and I played him authentically, and I was in people's living rooms for a long time, and because I played him authentically, they get confused, and so that's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
When they scream, I'm a douchebag because of you, and they smack you on the back and you're at the urinal and you pee all over yourself, that's awkward.
Very much
that's
so.
That's an awkward moment. But you still got to embrace all of it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, last year I went to your improv show and I showed up with not a BB gun, but it was a
squirt gun.
Yeah, and I had you sign it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's still hanging
That's
in my
right.
office. Yes,
amazing.
It's still hanging in my office because I loved that character so
Oh.
much. And obviously, you are not that person. You're actually a sweetheart, and you're actually very down to earth. And you're here sitting
Thank
down
you.
with me having cafecito, even though I'm sorry that it's in thimbles.
Oh, I
Next
love
time,
it.
I'll make sure
But it
that I'll give you a
also-
huge.
It's affecting me like crack cocaine.
It's well, I mean, yeah, that's why Cubans, make it from Cuba to Miami,
Well,
swimming over here.
I heard
They
that.
drink Cuban coffee and they just start swimming.
Well, I mean, I love Cuba. I've been about 5 times. I love it, and as you know, they're just it's an incredible culture. They have the highest rate of literacy in the world.
Yes.
And they have the least amount of
Of
materials,
resources.
exactly. And the soil is incredible. There's think about this. Why are Cuban cigars better? Well, the soil, the seeds are better.
Yes.
They haven't been tainted by Monsanto, so it's not U.S. Tainted soil.
Yeah.
This is a much longer conversation as to politically why it's sad because
Very.
people need to, I think, be able to like hunt and kill their own food. You know what I mean? Like they work so hard. Doctors are still making no money.
Not at all.
And that's
I have a
sad.
cousin of mine who is a doctor, and let me tell you something. She is treated the same way as a waitress. Actually, the people that work in tourism make more money in Cuba than people with actual jobs like doctors, lawyers, teachers, etc. It's really sad. Yeah.
Are the Castro family still running Cuba?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Raul's still not dead. I'm not. I honestly don't keep up with the politics because
Yeah.
again, it's. I haven't been there since I was
you
13
just said
years old.
Raul's still not dead.
He's not dead. Raul Castro is not dead. I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's got to be 100 years old.
Yeah. But the Castro regime is still alive and well, especially the teachings. But that's neither here nor there. We're not getting it. Like, let's not make this political.
One of Cuba's own, Jorge Masvidal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love Georgie.
George came to my show last time, and unbeknownst to me, he had never been to a stand-up show. And I love the dude, man. He's just such an interesting guy who's, we all know his story.
Yes.
Grew up in the backyards here, fighting, and then became this kind of. People don't realize how difficult it is to be a UFC fighter. I mean, you have to master jiu-jitsu and whether it's Muay Thai or just boxing or dirty boxing or whatever, he mastered them all, and he's a real humble dude.
Yes.
And so he came to a show and liked it. So he'd never been to stand up before, liked it so much. He said, "Can I just stay and watch the next show?" And he just kept watching the shows.
Yeah.
And he's going to be back this weekend. So,
As he should.
Yeah. Any Jorge Masvidal fans? Let's hang it out. Let's hug it out
Absolutely.
with Jorge for this weekend.
Yes, at the Miami Improv.
Yes.
Obviously,
Valentine's Day, kids.
Valentine's Day.